Hi! Welcome to my little corner of the internet. I'm Bunny, and this is Meath. I keep screaming at the camera because I can't YouTube. But we're trying, okay? We're trying. And so, as someone who is very good at not being able to come up with YouTube video ideas, I am revisiting one of my old videos that did really well. This is, answering questions that nobody asked, part 2? Sorry, I didn't think about that one. This is a sword ring.
Hey guys, sorry for the extreme lateness and how everyone not made a video in like a gazillion years.
Questions that nobody asked. What time do you go to bed? What day of the week is it? Which week is it? I have a really weird rotating schedule that makes it almost impossible to have a continuous bedtime. I have like a 2-week rotating schedule. I'm a psychiatric technician in a pediatric psych ward. So basically, if you've ever been a child in a psychiatric facility, I'm the guy out in the hallway. Well, I'm not a guy. I'm the person out in the hallway who comes and talks to you and hangs out with you and checks on you all the time, obnoxiously. But I do overnights. So I come in, I get everybody ready for bed, I get everybody everything they need, I'll hang out and chat with people if they're having a hard time, can't go to sleep, and I check on the children all night long to make sure that they are still breathing. And because of this overnight job, which is a 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. job, that I work in like 2 intervals, so I work 2 nights on, and then 1 week I have 2 nights off, but the next week I have 3. So like it's a really complicated schedule, which makes my bedtime complicated. Sometimes my bedtime is 9 a.m., sometimes my bedtime is 8 a.m., sometimes my bedtime is 8 p.m., sometimes I go to bed at midnight, sometimes I go to bed at 2. Who knows? I sleep when I can, and I enjoy sleeping a lot. Oh my god, this is a heavy question. How would you rate your childhood on a scale of 1 to 10? -5. I'm not elaborating right now. What is your middle name? I don't have one. Or I did, and then I don't anymore. So basically, I don't know if I've really name drop on the YouTube, but I go by my middle name. I do not go by my first name anymore. I plan on getting it eradicated when I get married. I'm just gonna change my whole name one go, and so therefore I don't really have a middle name. I've played around with the idea of taking on my auntie's last name as my middle name. I've taken on the idea of taking up the mantle of a middle name that's been passed down through my family on my father's side for the girls that just wasn't given to me for some reason. I'm not complaining, actually. I'm not complaining because I love my middle name. I love my middle name so much that it has been my name since I was 12, I think. I adopted my middle name, but when I was 20, I just said my childhood was a -5, so lore drop, I went to court against my mom when I was 20, and it came out in court that, my case was relatively large in the Maine state DHS. So I do not go by my first name anymore, thankfully, because I found out when I was 20, almost almost 10 years after taking on my middle name as my first name, that my first name and last initial are Googleable. And there you have it. Just there it is. It's just a tiny fraction of the things that happened, because so much more happened afterwards, so much happened that, like, wasn't a part of it, but there is, like, a good general overview of my childhood. So, yeah, I did not expect those two questions to be so related. What are your favorite values in friends? Honestly, I love somebody I can yap with. I love somebody I can have a deep, genuine conversation with. You don't always have to, like, be on my side. Like, we can disagree. I can disagree respectfully. I can accept that you see things the way that you do. I just need somebody to yap with. Let's have a real conversation. I don't want to hear about weather. I can see it. I don't want to talk about sports. I don't understand them. I don't want hi, how are ya? What did you do this weekend? No, babes. Come here. Tell me if you believe in aliens. Actually, that's not even a, like, controversial thing to say anymore. Like, asking people if they believe in aliens, because we're not that kind of channel. Maybe. I don't know what we have. This is like a video diary. I'm not being anything specific. We're not honing in on a niche. The niche is Bunny, and this is my corner of the internet, and you don't get to tell me how to run my YouTube channel. I don't care what works. I'm me. This is my corner. Either hang out or don't. Like, I don't care. Go. Come stay, hang out, whatever. Me and me for glad you're here. That's it. Funniest memory from high school. High school. Oh, you know what was the funniest memory from high school? I was teen pregnant. That's not the funny memory, but we're setting up background, okay? I was teen pregnant. I went to, like, this charter school for arts kids. Like, it was an art high school. Obviously, freaking look at me. You think I went somewhere normal? No. I went to this art school, and like all schools, we had kids who would vape in the bathroom. But because I was teen pregnant, when I would enter the bathroom, somebody would yell, "Everybody stop vaping! The baby's in here!" And that was pretty funny. So yeah, that's my funniest memory from high school. There are probably more, but I was repressing that time, so that's all you get. What is your favorite holiday? Do I need to hold your hand when I say this one? Is this going to be groundbreaking or revolutionary? Are you going to be surprised? It's Halloween. Freaking obviously. It's Halloween. Duh. I'm a weird girl on the internet. I love Halloween. I don't know what to tell you. It's Halloween. That's not really... Yeah. What is your best trait? My best trait. Okay, look. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm trying really, really hard to not be a self-deprecating I don't know, do we swear here? We'll see. We're having identity issues on the Bunny YouTube. My best trait, I think, is probably my empathy for other people. I'm an incredibly empathetic person who cares very deeply about others and the well-being of others, and I have quite literally been that way my whole life. I didn't really make friends throughout most of, like, elementary school, and I just kind of sat and watched other kids play, and if somebody got hurt, I was the first to go get the teacher. I was like the school ambulance. freaking Johnny fell off the monkey bars and he's bleeding out his nose. Please help him. I am 5 and scared. And so, as I mentioned earlier, I work in a psych ward with like middle school age kids, and that takes a lot of empathy to you just gotta listen. You just gotta be like, what's going on? Like, how are you doing? How's your day? Like, how do you feel about these? Like, you know, I just care a lot about other people. And I don't think it's a weakness. I think it's one of my strengths. I think it is something absolutely beautiful about me. And I have had a really positive impact on a bunch of other people because of it. And I think it's beautiful, and I think it's a blessing. So yeah. What is your favorite restaurant? This one's hard, because like, I do have a favorite, but it was really difficult, because I moved like an hour away from where I grew up. And so I left behind a lot of like things that I really liked. I loved Red Robin. Growing up, Red Robin was my favorite restaurant. Love Red Robin, love a cheeseburger, love a milkshake, love a long french fry. And then I moved in with my boyfriend closer to his family, because what's the point of being near mine? And I eventually settled on this like Mexican place in the next town over. But however, I haven't found a really good like cheeseburger place. There's also like this place, this like Irish pub that I like to go to as well, because they have this really good beer cheese, which I like to dip my french fries in, and it's supposed to come with a pretzel. My boyfriend loves to get pretzels, so he'd get a pretzel, and I'd be like, let me save that cheese for my french fries. And so now that's what we do. So I kind of have two. There's like this Irish place that I like if I want fries and a burger, and then there's this Mexican place in the next town over that my boyfriend and I would go to when he was like unemployed, because he was unemployed for like 8 months, something like that. And we would go to this like fun little nerdy store which had like Pokemon cards and Magic the Gathering, and I did a D&D group, which maybe I'll make a video about my experience being a DM, because like I always really wanted to be a DM, and then my social anxiety fucking kicked me in the butt, bro. It was so embarrassing. Anyways, we would go there like every week, and we would go to like the taco place either afterwards or before, like something like that. It was just a nice little like thing that we did. Yeah. What is an interesting fact about you? An interesting fact about me is what's the first thing you notice about people? The first thing I notice about people, honestly, their height. I am really short, which I guess doesn't read over the internet, because I've been told by like lots of people who like have seen photos of me or like in like Discord servers or on Reddit or like whatever, that they think I'm tall. I'm not tall. I'm 4'11". I'm tiny. I'm short. So the first thing I notice about people is usually how much taller than me they are, and then I think second is probably their hair. I don't know why. I don't know why that's like the thing that I gravitate towards, is like, first thing, how tall are you? Second thing, what is your hair? Like I take notice of like hair color, hair texture, hairstyle, how, you know, yeah, that. What was your first job? I worked at McDonald's. I turned 16, and the same day that I turned 16, I marched right into my local McDonald's, which is like right at the end of my, no, it was like a street over. but like it was really close to my house, so I walked myself to the local McDonald's and I said, I am 16 today, I would like a job. I volunteered the summer before I turned 16. I volunteered at an animal shelter and at a daycare so that I could like build my resume. And at this animal shelter, I was the cleaning lady, okay? I came in, I cleaned, I mopped the floor, I did the dishes, I did the laundry. One time I had to do a load of laundry that was just straight up an entire bag of tennis balls. It was an animal shelter, the tennis balls, I guess. It was probably one of the most fun times that I had there. I would pop in my little earbud and I would get to work cleaning. Other people were there to hang out with the animals. I was there for work experience. And I also dropped a puppy. I do feel really, really bad about that. First of all, I'm scared of dogs, and I didn't grow up around dogs. I was attacked like twice in my childhood, so I'm really skittish around dogs, but I've always had cats. There have always been cats in my life. Before you crucify me, I was still 4'11" back then, so I was short, and the little puppy didn't have very far to fall, and the puppy was fine. But I, being a person who had only ever really been around cats and was really nervous about helping out with walking these puppies to begin with, kind of like dropped it, because I'm used to cats jumping out of your arms. You know, you're holding a cat and it jumps out of your arms. I thought dogs did that too. They do not. And I learned that the hard way. Anyways, I used my experience dropping puppies at the animal shelter and, hanging out with pre-K kids, I don't know. And I use that experience to be like, I like cleaning, I'm good at cleaning, I cleaned professionally, I am friendly, I am driven, I am 16 today, and I would like a job immediately. And I did get hired on the spot. And I worked there for a little while, and then I got pregnant with my son, and my life went blah, blah, blah. And then I went to go work at a different McDonald's, like, a couple years later. Okay. First job, McDonald's near my childhood home. Second job, housekeeper at a hotel, which, to be fair, like, made me kind of depressed. I hated it. I hated it so much, which, like, I loved cleaning, but I was rushed. Like, I had to get everything perfectly clean as quickly as possible. Sometimes they would, like, randomly put me with somebody else to work with, and I'd have to share my tips, and, like, that was a little difficult for me, because, like, I was a teen parent, and I needed every single cent that I could get, and when I'd come in and they'd be like, oh, you're working with so-and-so today, I'd be like, cool, alright. Normally I work alone, but that's okay. I didn't really make friends, like, I didn't really get to hang out and chat with my coworkers, because it just wasn't that kind of job. Yeah, and then I also had, like, some more stuff happen, so I went to go work at a different McDonald's after that, and within 6 months of being employed at that McDonald's, I got bumped up to crew trainer, and then 6 months later, I was a manager, and then I went to go do night audit at a different hotel. It was, like, night audit / morning front desk that I did there, and then I was a closer at a Subway very briefly, and then the hospital that I've been working at for 2 years next year, which is the longest I've been employed anywhere, and I'm so thankful for it, because I feel like I have, like, a real meaningful job that like helps support the community, and I make decent money, and I get to like form these really good connections, and I get to, you know, talk to children who need somebody, and I get to use like my knowledge and like everything that I went through to help other people. And it's a really good job. The unfortunate part about the job that I have is there's not a whole lot of like room for me to grow. Like, I love my job, I love my position, I love getting to work with these middle schoolers and getting to talk to them and getting to teach them important life skills and just be there for them. Like, I love that. However, it is an entry-level position, and if I went into nursing there, it would be a completely different role. Like, I would not get to spend nearly as much time one-on-one with the kids. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I would love to have a job where I can continue to do that. What? How long was your longest relationship? We're going on 3 years, baby. Wow. I'm so happy. He's literally the love of my life, my teenage love, my like high school sweetheart. Like, you know, like if anybody in this whole entire world was made for me, it would be him. And like, that is just so, it's beautiful. It's like this absolutely beautiful connection that I have with him, and we've been together almost 3 years, and we're gonna get married someday, and we already have a child who is wonderful and brilliant, and we're gonna get a house, and then we're gonna have another baby, and I just love my life, and I love the relationship that I'm in, and it's such a win for me as somebody who had it so hard growing up. It is so nice to finally have something that like feels really good and easy. Like not easy, because like relationships are work, but like it's like so like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do this, like of course this is for me, like I don't have to question it, like I just know that this is it. And yeah, it's great. I'm so happy. What is your go-to hairstyle? This one. I'm also really fond of braids, but I have been struggling really bad at like getting my hair to braid nicely with these new layers that I got cut into my hair. So yeah, it's either the pigtails or the braids. Or if I'm feeling lazy, I can do like a really good like ballerina bun. Have you ever been to any concerts? I have been to 4 concerts. My first one was Big Time Rush. I guess my mom like won tickets in some kind of, I think it was like a radio competition or something like that. She won tickets in, which was the only way we could go, because it was poverty, okay? And then I went to, Panic at the Disco with my bestie, 4 resties. We've been friends for like 12 years now. We went to Panic at the Disco when we were like 13, 14, I think. It was so cool. It was so much fun. It was like, oh, it was so good. I was incredibly emo growing up. Sorry if that like sent shockwaves through you right now and you have to adjust to this new reality. But I have always been incredibly emo. Panic at the Disco was great. However, I liked, like, was it All Time Low, Falling in Reverse, like, I liked a little bit more, you know, whatever, but I did really, really like Panic at the Disco when I was 14. I am aware that he's problematic or whatever. I don't really listen to Panic at the Disco anymore, okay? Let 14-year-olds listen to shitty people and grow from it, okay? And then last summer, I went to, or it was like summer, spring, I went to 2 concerts. I went to Avril Lavigne, which I did the like leopard print eye makeup tutorial. I wore that to the Avril Lavigne concert, And then after that, I don't think I like really talked about this, but I went to a 21 Pilots concert, which so much fun. We got like lawn tickets. We were all the way in the back, and this lady came up and started telling people, go now, they're handing out free pit passes. So I got free pit passes with my like coworker friend. We got free pit pass upgrades, and we're like this close to Tyler, Joseph, and the other one. Don't call me a fake fan, okay? They're called 21 Pilots. I don't get emotionally invested in people. Like, I listen to your music, I know your songs. If your name is not your artist name, how am I supposed to know that? And so that was so much fun. Oh, that was great. Yeah, so those were the 4 concerts that I went to. How many siblings do you have? That is an interesting question. I have an older sibling, unsure of gender. We were separated for like 10 years. We were kind of close for like a year or 2, and then ever since COVID, I just haven't heard from them. They are alive and well. I do like hear from their mom sometimes, but not them. I have a little sister who is 2.5 years younger than me. I have a deceased little brother. I don't remember how much younger than me he was. And then I have another living little brother who is 8 years younger than me. The younger siblings all come from my mom. The older sibling came from my dad. My dad, like, was not really involved in their life, so we weren't really very close growing up. We got kind of close, and then COVID hit, and I just haven't been able to reconnect that relationship. And then me and my little sister, it's kind of been rocky because she only really ever like had our mom, and our mom is like the devil. So she kind of got caught up a little in the mix of me and my court case against my mom, and like obviously she was on our mom's side. And so it wasn't until like really this last year or so that we've been able to reconnect, which has been nice. It's been good. We've been like chatting. She's a phone call girly and I'm not. And as for my living little brother, he is a teenager, so he's about the same age as the kids that I work with, and like I don't know, it's a little strange because I'm like almost 23, so I'm like, I don't know, like, do you have a good day at school? We play Minecraft together. My boyfriend has this Minecraft realm that we play on with our brothers. And so he's been going through like a little Minecraft kick, so I've been on there with him. So we play Minecraft. I like check in with him. You know, he's a good kid. He's cool. He's chill. And then I also have 2 cousins who grew up in my home with at my dad's, who are more like sisters because we spent like most of our life, like our childhood, in the same home. The older one is 18, 19, I think, so she's like fresh adult, and then the younger one is like 11 or 12. And I'm like not super close to the like little one. And I don't hear much from my cousin very much anymore, but she does call me asking for life advice because like in our family, I'm the one who made it out. Like, I'm the one who is forging a new, different path forward than the like path that the adults laid for us. And so thankfully the younger kids in my like immediate family are seeing that, and they're kind of trying to follow my lead into a different life, one with less, you know, like poverty and abuse and neglect and like hardships like that. We're breaking cycles and we're bringing people with us. So yeah, those are my siblings. And then I have my best friend who I've been friends with for 12 years that I consider a sister. Is 30 minutes too long? Should I make a second one? Third one? Third one. Thanks for coming along with me, listening to me yap. This has been a long video, and I will probably be making another one later. Bye! If you like inconsistent YouTubers who post whenever they damn feel like, feel free to subscribe and, maybe put notifications on, because that might be the only way you see my videos, because I love disappearing. I am a disappear artist. I vanish for unknown periods of time, record a bunch of videos at once, post them in succession, and then come back again when I feel like it. So if you like my vibes, if you like hanging out with me, if you enjoy me, then like, subscribe, leave a silly little comment if you feel so moved and inclined. Thanks for coming with me in this little silly video. Bye, I guess.
Hold on.
Wait.
Now go. Wait.